He froze the moment he saw me, like someone had pressed a thumb against the back of his neck and shut the switch off. My father, standing at the entrance of his favorite restaurant, mouth open, eyes pinned to me, sitting at the best table in the house, white linen glowing under the chandelier like a stage light. And across from me, the governor, cradling my daughter, her tiny hand gripping his tie like she owned the room. Security stepped forward when Dad tried to approach. I didn't move. I wanted him to watch. Because this wasn't just a dinner, it was the final scene in a play he didn't know I'd rewritten. Back when love existed, there was a time, God help me, when I worshipped the man. People think daughters exaggerate. Not me. I learned loyalty from him, discipline, how to shake hands like you mean it. But I also learned the other thing, the quiet rot. The conditional affection that felt like love, right up until the day it wasn't. He used to say I was the strong one. Translation, the one he could lean on without ever leaning back. When I became a single mom, I thought he'd soften. Instead, he hardened, like I'd embarrassed him by surviving. Still, I kept trying. Daughters do that, even when the door keeps hitting their face. The betrayal. It started with the birthday invitation, cream paper, embossed lettering, pretentious from the moment it slid out of the envelope. Adults-only event, don't bring your daughter. Simple, queen, a blade in 13 neat words. I replied plainly, then I won't come. He shot back, good, we don't need your drama. My drama? As if raising a child alone was a performance. As if I was the one who'd fractured the family instead of holding it together for years while he chased everyone else's approval. I stared at that message for a long time. Not hurt, not shocked, just done. And when the heart stops begging, the mind starts planning. The shift. Revenge isn't rage. Rage is messy, unreliable. Revenge is clarity. I knew exactly where his birthday dinner would be. He'd been bragging about the reservation for weeks. His networking event, his big night. He didn't know who my daughter's godfather was. He never asked, never cared. The governor had been my best friend long before he ever won an election. He loved my daughter like she was blood. And when I told him what happened, he didn't give speeches. He just said, "Tell me where to be." It was simple, but precise. 1. Call the restaurant, request the best table, the same one Dad believed was reserved for him. 2. Show up early. Let the staff see us. Let the cameras recognize the governor. Visibility is a currency my father worships. 3. Let him walk in on his own ego. Let him see the world doesn't revolve where he thinks it does. 4. Say nothing. Silence is a scalpel. Words are a hammer. Tonight required surgery. Everything else, the shock, the confusion, the humiliation, would take care of itself. When Dad tried to step forward, security blocked him with one arm. Not aggressive, just firm enough. "This area is reserved," one said. He sputtered, "This is my daughter." Security didn't even look at me. I was told she doesn't have family attending tonight. I met his eyes then, and I smiled. Not sweetly, not cruelly, just truthfully. He stared at the governor, at my daughter, at the table he thought belonged to him. I watched realization crawl across his face, slow, suffocating, magnificent. For the first time in his life, he stood on the wrong side of the velvet rope. His kingdom had no room for me? Fine. Mine had no space for him. I lifted my glass, a quiet toast, not to him, never again, but to myself, to the moment I finally chose peace over permission. He turned away eventually. Of course he did. Men like him don't stay where they aren't worshipped. He left without a word. The governor leaned in and whispered, "Feel better?" I looked at my daughter, laughing, safe, loved in a way my father never managed. And I realized something. Revenge wasn't the dinner. It wasn't the table. It wasn't even the security stopping him cold. Revenge was the life I built without him. A life he couldn't buy into, control, or diminish. He wanted me small, invisible, dependent. Instead, I became untouchable. So yes, I felt better. I finally felt free.